Wow, 2 years already? Really? Wow, I guess time really does fly when you're having fun. And me, I'm still having fun. Let's reminisce. Hey, what's up, bookworms and constant watchers? Mike back today to talk a little anniversary. Today, exactly 2 years ago, I uploaded my first BookTube video without even knowing what BookTube was. It's quite a fun story, and I'm going to talk about that as well as some other frequently asked questions I get about my just kind of this journey of booktubing, about like how I got started, how long I plan to do it, all those kinds of things. I figured this would be a good way to kind of wrap up like a new facts section and just kind of keep it based on just booktubing. Now, if you don't know, I podcasted for about a decade before I decided to do this. And podcasting is such a niche thing. So many people still don't do it, don't really listen to them or anything like that. So it was hard to really gain a big audience with something like that. And at the time, I think that me and Danny, when we did Geek Media Core podcast, like at our max, we were getting maybe like 400 listeners a week or something like that. And to us, I thought that was probably like our ceiling. So when I started doing this on the side, I never really expected it to take off like it has a little bit. Now, I'm gonna say when I really first met was I didn't know what BookTube was a thing. Is I decided I was going to read Wheel of Time, and my partner on that podcast, we didn't really talk about books very much. So I kind of just needed an outlet to get those things out. So I said, I'm going to read Wheel of Time, and I'm just going to kind of make like these little video diaries so I remember everything, because I was like, I'm not going to take notes or anything like that, but I did. But at the time, that was the idea. And so I just did those, and I was just going to make like one long, like 5-hour video, probably. I don't know how many hours those ended up being. But I just made like the first 3, and then I just went ahead and said, you know what? I'm just going to upload those all at once because I don't know what else to really do with them. I'm afraid I'm going to like lose the video file or something like that. And here we are. But like I said, I never knew that BookTube was a thing before that. After I started getting, wait, I got a new comment? I never get comments on my YouTube videos. And so I started reading some of these things and engaging with them and finding out, oh, you should check out this channel. You should check out this channel. Hey, you like Wheel of Time? You should check out this. And I found out that there was this whole community of talking about books, and I had no idea as an avid bookworm. And it just was a rabbit hole. And I just said, you know what? I can do that. Sure, let me give it a go. So I decided I was going to make some videos for the first law and see if it was just Wheel of Time or if there really was a community for talking about books. Now, I didn't take off quite as well as Wheel of Time, but big enough that I said, okay, I'm going to try to make a thing out of this. Started talking about Brandon Sanderson, started talking about everything that I was currently reading, and it just kind of took on a life of its own. But I decided, like I said, I was just going to kind of do this as a hobby, as a side thing to the podcasting, and it got to the point where the podcasting became the side thing and a hobby, and my partner eventually, he had baby and stuff, and he was just like, I didn't have really time for that anymore. So it was kind of perfect timing for me to kind of go solo, I guess you'd say. But yeah, it's been quite a fun ride. And guys, I'm still relatively a small channel. I mean, I'm still like 43,000 subs as I'm recording this. It's nothing that I'm like thinking like, hey, I made it or something like that. It's just fun to look back on 2 years and pretty substantial growth, I think, for the channel for just the first 2 years. When I think like I'm hitting such a niche group of book readers, that whole like 18 to 34 kind of demo. I wanted to kind of make sure that I did that when I started. I said, what can I do to differentiate myself from the thousands of other booktubers out there? I say, okay, well, I want to engage with my audience. I want to talk to them, not at them. And I want to just make sure that I'm kind of keeping it somewhat adultish, because I know that YA is huge on BookTube, especially YA fantasy is just monstrous on YouTube. And I said, okay, I'll just get lost in the shuffle. I mean, obviously I already don't read that stuff, but I was saying I would get lost in the shuffle if I try to do that stuff. So that's what I try to do to kind of differentiate myself. But I got a couple of questions here about booktubing, and they're just kind of all over the place. And like I said, guys, I'm still relatively a small channel, so I don't want anybody looking at this as like me like taking a victory lap or anything. There's nothing like that. I am here to talk to you guys. This is always still going to be a side thing for me. I have a real daytime job. This is never something I want to do for employment or anything like that. I mean, someone wants to pay me to read, sure, I'll take that job. But this is just something I still do for fun. I'm still having a blast 2 years in. But some of the questions I get, like, what is the most satisfying thing that you've gotten over your first 2 years of doing this channel. And I gotta say, it's just making a positive community. There's so many YouTube channels out there where you just go into the comments and you look at the comments, and it takes about to the third comment before there's some bad names being thrown around, right? And so I wanted to make kind of a positive environment. Now, you can't control what people are going to comment, but I just wanted to make sure I gave off that vibe of positivity, inclusivity, everything, all the above. I want everyone to feel like they were welcome on my channel. I never wanted anyone to feel like, oh, well, I can't watch or listen to that guy because he thinks this, or this. I wanted to make sure I talked about the books I loved, and I wanted you to kind of talk to me about those books. And if we disagree, that's awesome, man. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what we don't like. Because I feel like as a people, we had gotten to the point where it was like, well, you agree with me or death. You know, that was kind of where we had gotten to. So I kind of wanted to encourage discussion and things like that. That's why I said when I first started the channel, I was, responding to every single comment I got, positive or negative. It didn't matter. I was always responding to them, trying to respond in a positive manner at all times. Might have got a couple snippy a couple times, but I don't think so. Not very much. I always been pretty good at taking criticism, so that never really bothered me very much. But this kind of led to me opening the Discord. And the Discord was something that people were telling me back when I had like 2,000 subs here. So you should make your own Discord. And I was like, it's another social media that I don't want to keep track of. And in hindsight, I'm glad that I did, because that Discord has basically replaced all other social media for me. Facebook is basically a photo album for my kids, so our parents aren't always asking us for pictures of their grandkids and things like that. And Twitter, gone. Instagram I still use just to kind of promote the channel, but where I go to just talk to people is Discord. It's such a positive place, and I get so many people that tell me how much that Discord means to them, and that means the world to me. So felt like that, we've just made a totally positive community, and that's just, goal achieved right there. What is your biggest regret? My biggest regret as a booktuber is it took me almost a year to upgrade my camera equipment. I was almost at 10,000 subscribers, still going off of a webcam. And no, I had the good microphone, but I didn't have as good a sound at the time. I hadn't figured out how to master the sound. In fact, as a booktuber, I think one of the most biggest things that you're going to struggle with, if it isn't lighting, it's going to be making sure that your audio, because it'll be fine and you'll use it all the time, it'll be fine, then one day it'll just suck out of nowhere, So that's just the joys of being a content creator. But yeah, I wish I had upgraded my equipment a little earlier, because I was still kind of at that mind where I was like, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. Go watch some of those early videos. They make a difference. What is something that you haven't done yet that you'd like to do on the channel? I think I'd like to have a live stream watch party. I don't know what we would watch. I was considering maybe doing this for like season 2 of The Witcher or something like that. I don't know, maybe the Wheel of Time. Something that's very, very popular that people are going to want to watch. And I thought, okay, well, we can watch this together. Can't stream it on the screen, obviously, for copyright issues. But, just say, hey, I'm watching this. You watch at the same time. Press play when I say press play. And we're going to watch this together and kind of react and talk about it and stuff. I think that'd be a lot of fun. In fact, some of us are talking about doing like a watch party thing, which would be a lot smaller than a live stream. But like a watch party with Shadow and Bone, just so that we can make fun of it. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, I think a live stream of some big event like that would be a hoot. I think we'd have a lot of fun with that. If I could change one thing, what would I change? I'd probably come up with a better channel name. Like I said, I just kind of thought that this would just be like a side thing. I never really expected Mike's book reviews to take off like it did. Or like I said, I would have put more thought into that name. I have no idea what I would have done. But now it's just like, I don't think it's to the point of, you're too big that you can't change your name. It's just like, why do that though? I just feel like as a marketing and business major, I understand some of these things about it. Brand recognition's, half the battle. Why would you change it now? So MBR it is. It's going to stay here for a while. Here's the one I get all the time is people always email me, message me on Instagram, message me on the Discord, all that stuff. I'm thinking about starting my own BookTube channel. Is there some advice that you can give me as a business major, as someone who has had some success here? And look, I will give you guys this advice, but look, I want you to understand, like I said, I'm still pretty small channel, okay? I'm not big time or anything like that, but I will give you the advice that has worked for me and has kept me happy as someone who's not trying to do this for a career. I'm just trying to do this for fun and have organic growth and a good community that I can engage with and talk to. First up, and I hear a lot of people say, don't do this. I disagree. Be yourself, man. There's people who are like, nobody wants to hear about, what kind of dog you got or what your kids are doing. I disagree. I think it makes you more human. I think it makes you more relatable to your audience, where they're just like, hey, it's just a regular guy just like me, I think that has worked really, really well. I'm very transparent. I talk about stuff in my personal life. I don't care. I mean, I like to share these things with other people because I feel like it'll make them be more willing to open up to you. And I want to engage with my audience. I don't want us to ever just be blank avatars and me just be real robotic and not tell you anything about me and be like a blank slate or anything like that. I don't care if people know that I'm an accountant in real life and I got kids and what kind of car I drive and what my dog looks like, all that kind of stuff. I don't care. I think that's fine. It's fine to share little details about yourself, but be yourself. Don't go in here and try to be someone that you aren't. Don't try to be over the top and just ridiculous because you think, oh, well, you're only going to do this. I'm not funny at all, guys. I'm not. And I have no problems with that. So again, just be yourself. If you are a natural clown, you make people laugh, do it. Do it. And I mean clown in a good way, not clown in a bad way. There is a clown, like a class clown. Okay, but next I say don't pander. Be honest. Even if it's unpopular, you're doing a BookTube channel, you read a really popular book and you don't like it, don't be scared. Be honest. Your audience will appreciate your transparency. Don't be scared to say what you're truly thinking. And when they disagree, it's okay to disagree, guys. That's what I'm going to say. I think that people appreciate when you're honest with them and you aren't BSing them. Now, if you aren't trying to rope in sponsors, you aren't trying to just get the highest sub count you can ASAP, then yeah, you can do things like that. To me, subscriber counts, sponsors never mattered. What mattered to me was engagement, where people talking back to me. Because that's why I started this, guys. I know like one person in real life that reads. Okay, I wanted more people to talk to these things about. And he was never going to read Wheel of Time. So I was like, that's kind of why I started doing this. I wanted people to talk to about these things. So yeah, even if it's unpopular, man, just be truthful. Stay on brand. Keep it about the books, guys. There are so many people who want me to talk about other things, and I'm always like, no, I am a book channel. I'll occasionally branch out and do like a movie review or something if it's based off of a comic book or a movie, or it's just a really, really big event or something. Sure, I'll do that. I do my one off the books thing once in a while where I just talk about other media that I like. But you know what? 99% of my videos, 99.9% of my videos are about the books, and I keep it about the books. It's just me spreading my love or, my distaste for a certain book, letting you guys know what I think about it, and asking you to tell me the same things. That's it. So stay on brand, guys. No one wants, you want a book channel, I don't think anyone wants to hear what you think about this, what you think about that, what you think about what's going on in the news right now. They want an escape. I feel like there's not enough escapes out there anymore. It feels like everything has just been infiltrated by just bad stuff all the time. People want an escape, and I would like to provide that for them. So that would be my advice always. That's business school 101, guys. Stay on brand. You pick a format and you stick with it, especially if it works. Don't be afraid to share some personal details. Like I said, you can tell people a couple of things. I mean, don't be flashing your social security card up here or anything like that, but it makes you more relatable, makes you more personable. People appreciate knowing what you're like as a person. At least I think so. Engage with your audience is the biggest one. Don't be lazy. Respond to your comments. Respond positively to your comments. I think people appreciate that. Don't just get upset if someone's just saying ugly stuff. You know what? Maybe those are the ones you don't engage with. Me, I will just say like, hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate you giving me a chance, But always engage with your audience, because that's what's going to make them come back. Be like, okay, this person actually took time out of their day not only to make this content for me, but they're going to talk to me. And it isn't just like a canned response, over and over again. You're actually like talking to these people. They will appreciate that. That's what I built my channel off of, was engaging with my audience. And I think they appreciate it, and I appreciate some of the actual friends that I've made doing this now because I engage with my audience. Don't be afraid to self-promote. It's okay, guys. It's okay to be proud of your deal. I've heard some people, there is a very, very popular booktuber right now who just self-published a book, and people were saying they were annoyed because he was basically promoting his own book. I mean, guys, it's okay. If you're successful with something, it's okay to promote yourself. Me, yeah, hey, I had a cup made for my patrons, okay? It's nothing like that. But what I mean, like, it's okay to, post on Instagram or post on Twitter if you use that app, or Facebook or something like that. It's okay. Now, don't spam. don't spam. Do not go onto more popular booktubers channels and start posting your links. Don't go into Reddit and start spamming your links everywhere. Don't hop on Discords for other book channels and start spamming your links. That's bad. That sets a bad precedence, and people just think, oh, you're just there being a user. So, but it's okay to every once in a while, promote your stuff on your own social media. I mean, that's what it's for. That's basic marketing, guys. You know what? There's so much free marketing to be had out there. Just don't be obnoxious with it, I think. But also, don't be scared. Don't be scared to do it. Don't be scared to drink out of your cup like this sometimes. I get blamed for that all the time. Another big one I see, guys, read what you can. Don't feel like you have to do some mad rush to keep up with these booktubers that claim they're reading like 25 books a month. Just read what you can. I think when you get to the point where it feels like you're going to burn yourself out because you're reading so fast because you need content, that's when you start getting lazy with your videos and you start posting 6-minute reviews saying absolutely nothing, and it sounds like you're just reading from the Wikipedia page. And you know what? Viewers can see through that. They can tell when you didn't actually read something. Me, I will just say, like, I got to take a break. Like, I still haven't finished that third Witcher book. Or is it fourth Witcher book. I could have just said, oh yeah, I finished it and read some summary somewhere and tried to make a video for it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't finish it. Don't feel like you got to make some kind of mad rush. Yeah, I read pretty fast, but I have like 3 hours of reading time per day, so I feel like I can do 5-6 books a month just reading because I don't audio. But again, do the pace that works for you. Who cares if you can't put out 5 videos a week? It doesn't matter. As long as you're just kind of staying consistent with whatever level of output you have, I think you're going to find an audience there. But yeah, don't burn yourself out, because burnout is very real when it comes to reading. And if you're trying to binge the entire Wheel of Time series in like 3 months so you have enough videos to talk about, you're going to be just exhausted. You're not going to feel like recording any videos. I say learn from your constructive criticism. Now, there's going to be nasty trolls and things like that. I'm not talking about that. But don't be hurt by constructive criticism. Lots of the changes that I've made on this channel were from constructive criticism. Like when I first started, my intro was like a minute long. Who wants to sit there for a minute every time they watch one of the videos to watch your intro? Someone say, hey, the intro is kind of long. I say, you know what? It actually kind of is. And I got down to like 11 seconds. I feel like people could suffer through 11 seconds, right? If not, I put timestamps in there, things like that. Some people don't like the reading intros that I do. Okay, so I put timestamps. I always try to make things not personal. I know it's real easy to say, like, hey, if you don't like it, then don't watch it. It's real easy to say that, but some of it really is constructive. They want to help you. Maybe you don't know some of these things. People told me for years, not years, but for months, a year, hey, you should really upgrade your camera. It looks terrible, and I was always like, well, you're going to pay for it, pal? But then I realized, hey, you know what? This thing's doing okay. You could sink a little bit of money into it. And that's another thing I say. Don't go crazy buying all the crazy equipment at first. And also, don't get discouraged if your videos don't take off right away. I did this for years before it finally took off for me, So be consistent with your level of output, like I said, and listen to criticism. Those are big ones, man. Don't try and copy another channel. There are so many people who you watch your channel and you're like, well, I can tell who your favorite booktubers are because you're trying so hard to be exactly like them. No, come up with your own style. Do your own thing. Like me, I said, I'm going to do those reading intros. I'm going to not edit out my coffee sips. I'm going to talk to you like you're my best friend and we're sitting at the coffee house or the bar talking to each other about a book. These are the things that you need to come up with on your own. Don't copy someone else's channel because people are going to see it so far away and they're not going to be shy about letting you know about it. Listen to your audience. This is the biggest one, man. Listen to your audience. Give the people what they want. Now, I have people who complain, oh, you read this like these super popular series. I ask the people all the time what they want me to do. And that's how we ended up reading Malazan right now. It's because I asked them what they wanted me to do. So that's just something that I'm always going to do. I always like to give the people what they want. I'm not going to read. If it's something I have no interest in reading, no, I'm not going to do that just because you want me. I get people all the time ask me to read specific series. I'm like, nah, I'm just not interested. I'm not going to do that. But so a lot of times I'll have like 5 or 6 series that I'm interested in reading, and I'll say, hey, which one do you guys want me to read next? And that's a series that I'll read next. Listen to your audience. Give them what they want. It's okay to give the people what they want. Stop this whole, I don't know when we got to the point of like, not really necessarily that the customer is always right, because I don't look at my viewers as customers or something like that. But I mean, like, it's okay to give the audiences what they want. I don't know when we got away with this as like entertainers. When did this happen that you stopped giving the people what they want? It's just, it makes sense to me. The biggest thing for me, guys, is always be trying to improve, always be getting better. I learn something new every week on this channel, and something that I try to implement or change. I try to come up with new series. And what I mean by series is like my Why You Should Read or The Good and the Bad, things like that. Not everything lands. Some things don't land. Like I've done some other series that just didn't work out, and I dropped them. And there are some that have worked out great, and they've become like a staple of the channel. So make sure that you just kind of experiment around with things, but always be trying to get better. Always try to make your presentation look better. Move stuff around, try different camera angles, all this kind of stuff, guys. This is your chance to be, the writer and director and producer of something, and you can make it your own. So keep it fun, guys. That's my biggest thing. Keep it fun. Don't treat it like a job, and you're going to have a great time doing this. And you know what? If you're good at what you do and you're having a good time and you're engaging with your audience and you're staying on brand, the viewers are going to come. Just don't expect it overnight. It took me, I think the first year I got 2,000 subscriptions. The first year, it blew up a bit in the second year, and now it's starting to level off a little bit. But it didn't happen overnight. And like I said, guys, I want you to understand, this is still a pretty small channel. It really is. If you look at the greater scheme of things, it's still pretty small. But I think it's a good size to where I could still be really engaging with my audience, and I hope to continue to do that for the next few years. And that leads me to another one of the biggest questions I always get is, how long do you intend to do this? Apparently, 42 years old means I need to be taken out the pasture and shot. I don't know. BookTube is very much a young man's game. It seems like a young ladies' game, a young people's game. There is very big audience for that, but I think I've shown that, but people like me and Alan and Philip and people like that and Iskar have shown that there's an audience for us elder statesmen on BookTube, I think. And I think with me, it's just as long as I'm having fun and as long as you guys keep watching and keep talking to me, I'll keep doing it. Like I said, I don't depend on this for income or anything. And guys, if you knew what ad revenue was, you'd know that Anyhow, I don't want to get into those details, but it's just, as long as I'm having fun and you guys are watching it, I'm going to keep making stuff. I don't look behind me. I haven't read probably at least 40% of the stuff back there, and I don't intend to stop reading anytime soon. So as long as I keep reading, which is going to be until my eyes don't work anymore, and then I might actually have to learn how to audiobook. I don't know. But as long as you guys keep talking to me, keep watching, I'm going to keep doing it. I love all the new authors and series I've learned from you guys in the last 2 years. There's authors I'm reading right now. You guys realize I wasn't reading much fantasy when I started this channel, and now it's my primary thing. So that's because of you guys. You guys gave me so many good opinions and recommendations that it's been a blast. I've had a great 2 years, and I can't wait to see what comes next. So guys, how long have you been here? I guess that's a good question I can ask you guys. How long have you been here? I know there are some people who've been here when I was sub 100, or not 100, 1,000 subscriptions on this channel. You know what? It doesn't matter how long you've been here, as long as you're here now. That's all that really matters to me. So if there's anything that you want to know that I didn't talk about in this video, please drop in the comments and let me know. And thank you guys for an awesome 2 years. And let's do it for a couple more and see where we stand then. All right, talk to you in the comments.